Greetings Magic fans and welcome to this game using some of the new kaladesh cards from the pre-release. On the right hand here we have the new kaladesh deck against a classic Theros deck on the left. The kaladesh player has the first turn and we'll get started.
Not fully Theros, but mainly Theros.
Go.
Right. Sandstone Bridge. Land comes into play tapped. If I had a creature, it would give it +1/+1 and vigilance, but obviously not, so pass the turn.
Play a mountain and then pass that throwing grubs. When it enters the battlefield, I get 2 energy. Whenever it attacks me, I pay 2. If I do, it gets a +1/+1 counter. So I'll have this little dice over here as my energy.
Okay.
Pass turn.
Right. Lay of Plains. And tap both of them for white for 2 Hopeful Eidolons. 2 1/1 lifelinks.
Yep.
Okay, and your turn.
And play a mountain. I play an Eddy Trail Hawk. It's a 1/2 flyer. And then I shall pass the turn.
You get some energy counters, don't you?
I get 2 energy counters.
Okay.
Yep.
We get a Nixos, Shrine to Nyx, which is a nice legendary land you can use to use your devotion to give you extra mana. And tap 2 white and 1 other for a Fabled Hero, 2/2 double strike with heroic triggers. Pass the turn.
Play this mountain and have a Maulfist Doorbuster. It's a 4/2. When it enters, I get 2 energy.
Building up energy there.
And when it attacks, I may pay energy. If I do, target creature can't block. And then I shall pass the turn.
Okay. Nice plains. So we shall pay 1 white, 1 other to cast Ordeal of Heliod upon the Fabled Hero, which is an enchantment aura. When enchanted creature attacks, put a +1/+1 counter on it. Then if it has 3 or more +1/+1 counters on it, sacrifice the Ordeal of Heliod, and I gain 10 life. Plus, that causes the heroic trigger upon the Fabled Hero to fire, so it gets a +1/+1 counter already. So it has 1 from the heroic trigger, and then I shall attack with it, causing Ordeal of Heliod to give it another 1. So it is now a 4/4 double strike.
Yes, that would seem to be quite good. I'll take 8, I think, to 12.
Okay, and then in my second main phase, 1 white, 1 other to cast Pacifism upon him.
Yeah.
Which is an enchantment, which means enchanted creature can't attack or block. And pass the turn.
I'll play planes, and I shall then pay 5 for the Aradara Express, which is the new vehicle type, new artifact type from Kaladesh. It's a vehicle, so I can tap creatures with power 4 or more to make it into a creature. Otherwise, it's a vehicle. Pass the turn.
Okay. Tap everything. Right. I think I shall 1 white and 2 other to cast an enchantment, Path of Bravery. As long as my life total is greater than or equal to my starting life total, creatures I control get +1/+1. Whenever creatures I control attack, you gain life equal to the number of attacking creatures. And then I shall attack with my Fabled Hero, which causes Ordeal of Heliod to give it +1/+1. And then, because it has 3 +1/+1 counters, Ordeal of Heliod fires, I sacrifice it and gain 10 life. Which puts me up to 30. And there is now a 5/5 double strike attacking you.
Yes, it's pretty good. I shall tap the Maulfist Doorbuster to crew the Aradara Express and block with the 8/6.
Okay.
Blocking with a train.
Well, I have nothing I can do to stop the damage, so I believe both die.
Indeed.
So I now have two 2/2 Hopeful Eidolons.
Indeed.
And pass the turn.
I shall play Consulate Surveillance. So that's an enchantment. When it enters the battlefield, I get 4 energy for a total of 10. Pay 2 energy and prevent all damage that would be dealt to me by a source of my choice.
Okay.
I'll then go to combat and swing with the Thriving Grubs. It's a 2/1. When it attacks, I may pay 2 energy, which I do, to put a +1/+1 counter on it and turn it into a 3/2.
Okay. I will block with my 2/2 Hopeful Eidolon.
Indeed. You gain 2 life and both of them die.
Yep, which brings me up to 32.
Indeed. And I'll pass the turn.
Okay. Another pretty plains. And let's put out with 2 white and 2 other Gideon, ally of Zendikar. Comes out with 4 loyalty. And I believe I can use his +1, although it can't attack this turn. So it just becomes a 5/5 for the turn. And then pass the turn.
I have to draw a card. I will. Pass the turn.
Okay, what have we got here? Oh. I believe using my Nykthos Shrine to Nyx, I have currently 4 devotion to white, so I can pay 2 mana to activate that and claim white, which gives me mana equal to the devotion of the colour of my choice. I choose white, so I gain 4 white mana. I then add 2 further to bestow Ghostblade Eidolon upon the Hopeful Eidolon. So that gives it +1/+1 and double strike. So it is now, thanks to the Path of Bravery, a 3/3 double strike with lifelink. And I shall attack with it and +1 the Planeswalker to make him a 5/5 human soldier ally creature with indestructible. That's still a Planeswalker, and prevent all damage that's dealt to him this turn, and I shall also attack with that 5/5. So 5/5. Oh, and that also, because he's now a creature, gets +1/+1, so it's a 6/6 and a 3/3 double strike lifelink.
So I will pay 1 white and 1 red for Harnessed Lightning. It gives me 3 energy to 11. I'll then spend 3 of the energy down to 8 to deal 3 damage to the Hopeful Eidolon. Kills it.
Very well.
The bestowed creature, I believe the rules for bestow are that it just falls off and becomes a creature in its own right.
Oh, very well.
But it's out of combat.
Indeed.
And as for Gideon, what I will do is I'll pay 2 energy to 6 to trigger Consulate Surveillance and have him deal no damage this turn.
Indeed. And pass the turn.
Let's draw a card. I will then play another Mauled Fist Doorbuster. Gives me 2 energy to 8. And when it attacks, I may pay an energy, and if I do, target creature can't block this turn.
Yep.
And then pass the turn.
Right. Well, firstly, I shall do Gideon's ultimate of -4 to put an emblem into play here. With creatures I control get +1/+1, which brings him down to 2 loyalty. Let's see. So So that is a 2/2 double strike currently. Oh, it's a 3/3 double strike. That doesn't seem big enough to me. Let's make it larger. 1 white, 1 other to cast Ordeal of Heliod upon the Ghostblade Eidolon. Ordeal of Heliod as previously shown. Enchanted creature attacks, it gets a +1/+1 counter. Then if it has 3 or more +1/+1 counters, sacrifice Ordeal for 10 life. So it is still a 3/3 attack, which gives it a +1/+1 counter. It becomes a 4/4 double strike.
Yes, that seems to be quite good. I shall just play 2 energy to ignore the damage it does this turn.
Very well. And pass the turn.
We'll untap. I will pay 4 for some more consulate surveillance to go back up to 10 energy.
Doing a lot of surveying.
And then I will go to combat. I shall swing the Morphist Doorbuster at Gideon.
Yep, and there's nothing I can do to stop him. So, Gideon dies. Goes to my graveyard.
And pass the turn.
Not a great deal to do this turn, I think. I shall lay out another Hopeful Eidolon, just as a 1/1 creature, but it gets the additional +1/+1s each from Path of Bravery and Gideon's Emblem. So it's a 3/3 lifelink. I shall attack once more with the Ghostblade Eidolon, Ordeal of Heliod, triggers, giving it a +1/+1 counter.
I shall.
It's now a 5/5 double strike.
Pay 2 for consulate surveillance again.
Indeed. And pass the turn. I just have to get through that energy before I can get into your life.
Indeed. I shall play planes. And then what I shall do is have 6 mana for a Wisp Weaver Angel. It's a 4/4 flying. Well, when it enters the battlefield, it may exile another target creature that I control and return that card to the battlefield under its owner's control. So I'm going to exile this Morphist Doorbuster.
Indeed, to make the pacifism fall off.
Pacifism falls off. It comes in, gives me 2 energy for 10.
I don't think I can get through this energy at this rate.
And then going to combat, I'm going to swing with this Morphist Doorbuster.
Indeed.
And I'm going to pay the 2 energy. No, in fact, I'm not going to pay the 2 energy. I'm just going to have it as a generic 4/2.
A generic 4/2. I could block and kill it, but I currently think having my Hopeful Eidolon is more valuable to me. So I shall allow it to hit me for 4. Which brings me down to 28.
And I'll pass it to.
Okay. I can't use that in the optimal way. So I shall cast another Ordeal of Heliod upon the... Actually, I think I'd benefit more from putting it upon the Ghostblade Eidolon, frankly. And then attack with it. So both Ordeal of Heliod's fire, giving it 2 +1/+1 counters. And then both of them are sacrificed to give me each 10 life. So that brings me up to 48. So that is now a 5, 6, 7, 7 double strike attacking you. And I realise I haven't been using Path of Bravery's additional ability, which is whenever one or more creatures I control attacks, I gain life equal to the number of attacking creatures. So I gain an additional point of life.
Yes, indeed. I'm going to pass the turn and do the consulate surveillance to
Prevent the damage.
prevent damage again. Yes.
Yep. So that would be that. Yes, pass the turn. Right,
So
after your draw step, I'm going to pay 1 white and 2 other to tap 2 target creatures. I shall tap him and one of those.
Indeed.
And I scry 1.
Yep. That seems fair. So
I shall put that card to the bottom of my library.
this card here that I've got here is one of the new check lands from Kaladesh. So it enters the battlefield tapped unless I control 2 or fewer other lands. So it's completely the opposite to some of the lands that we've had previously from Magic sets. Otherwise, I shall pass the turn.
Okay, well, not a great deal to do here. We shall cast a Fabled Hero. It's just a 2/2 double strike with a heroic trigger for +1/+1 counters. Thanks to the Path of Bravery in the emblem, it's actually a 4/4 double strike. And I shall attack once more with my 7/7 Ghostblade
I'm
Idol.
going to be using that constant surveillance again, just to prevent the damage.
Indeed, and pass the turn.
So I'm going to be playing a mountain. Going to combat and swinging for 4 in the air.
Which I can't do anything about, so I shall take the 4, which brings me down to 45.
And passing turn.
So I've got a little time on the clock.
Huge life versus energy reserves. Who's going to win this?
Right. So I shall pay 2 to activate Nikhos Shrine for Nyx for its devotion ability, which gives me currently 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 white, +1 further to cast Ghostblade Eidolon as a bestowal spell upon the Fabled Hero. So Ghostblade Eidolon once again double strike, gives the creature double strike and a +1/+1 counter. Indeed, and because it's a heroic trigger, it actually is 2 +1/+1 counters. So that is now a 6/6 double strike, along with the 7/7 double strike. Both shall attack.
Indeed. I fear that we're on a losing battle here, but I shall block. It's a 6/6 double strike, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
I have to block them both, so I'll block one of them with the Hawk and the other one with the Morphist or Blaster.
Okay, both of your creatures die.
Yes, indeed.
Neither of mine do.
And did one of them have lifelink?
No, neither of them had lifelink, but thanks to the Path of Bravery, I gained 2 life for 2 creatures attacking, which brings me up to 47.
Indeed.
And pass the turn.
I'm not enjoying all these double striking shenanigans, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to revoke privileges on the larger of the 2 double strikers.
Okay.
Meaning it's very similar to a pacifism in that the enchanted creature can't attack or block or crew vehicles, which is a new mechanic.
Indeed, yes.
And pass the turn.
Okay, so it does untap, even though it can no longer do much. Oh. Okay, that's kind of helpful. I shall lay out a Sandstone Bridge land, which was the one I laid the first turn, but I now have creatures, so its ability can be played. So when it enters the battlefield, target creature gets +1/+1 and gains vigilance until end of turn. I shall target the Fabled Hero. Fabled Hero becomes the target. So heroic trigger, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
So it is now a 7/7 double strike himself with vigilance, and he shall attack. Not tapping now, thanks to the vigilance.
Indeed.
7/7 double strike.
I'm just going to be blocking with the. In fact, no, sorry. I'm going to use some energy.
Okay, and Path of Bravery gives me 1 extra life, so 48. I'll pass the turn.
So, what I'm going to do here is play for 6 a Combustible Gearhawk. This is one of the new Gearhawk artifact creatures. So it's a 6/6 with first strike. When it enters the battlefield, target opponent may have me draw 3 cards. If he doesn't, I put the top 3 cards of my library into my graveyard. Then Combustible Gearhawk deals damage to that player equal to the total converted mana cost of those cards.
You know, truth be told, I think I can take the damage, and I would prefer that to boosting your hand, so I shall
Indeed.
cause you to discard the top 3.
That would be a Plains, an Inventor's Fair, and a Mountain, dealing you 0 damage.
Well, I certainly made the right lucky choice there.
Still getting rid of the mana clump.
And then I shall pass the turn.
So it's allowing you to cycle, but not dealing direct damage to me at this time. Not altogether helpful. Another planes. So what have we? I shall attack once again.
It's a 7/7.
7/7. Double strike.
Indeed, I'm going to double block with the 4/2 Morphist Doorbuster and the 6/6 first striking combustible Gearhulk.
Okay.
So I believe that.
So the 6 damage is dealt to me. I use my first strike to kill it as well.
So to which one? Sorry.
I will deal my first strike damage to
The Morphist Doorbuster.
Morphist Doorbuster. So I then deal my regular damage
To the Gearhulk as well.
to the elk, and I survive with 1. And pass the turn.
Was that enough to kill both?
I believe so.
Double strike, so I deal first strike damage and regular damage.
How much were you dealing altogether there?
7 damage in total.
Ah,
So 14 damage to play with altogether.
ouch.
It is quite scary.
So I should play for 3 mana an Ether Torch Renegade, sorry, which gives me 4 mana, or 4 energy, sorry, to 8. And I can play 2 to have it deal 1 damage to target creature, or 2 energy that is, tapping it, or 8 to deal 6 damage to target player. I should pass the turn.
I can deal with withdrawing some of my more powerful minions here. That's quite useful. I shall play yet another Ordeal of Heliod, this time upon the Hopeful Eidolon. So it is currently, thanks to the Path of Bravery and the emblem, a 3/3. I shall then attack with both the Hopeful Eidolon and the Fabled Hero. So the Ordeal of Heliod triggers, giving a +1/+1 counter to the Hopeful Eidolon, so it is now a 4/4 lifelink, as well as the 7/7 double strike.
Indeed, so I'm going to block your 4/4 lifelink with my generic 4/4,
Okay, so
and the 7/7 double strike I shall use 2 energy
to prevent the
to
damage.
prevent damage. So
So
these
both
two
of the
will trade.
4/4s die, and I gain 4 life from the lifelink. Which makes me back up to 52.
Indeed.
And pass the turn.
Well, I shall play planes, and I shall pass the turn.
I just need to get through that energy before I can kill you. I just don't have a conventional way to do it.
There's currently no energy removal in the set.
No, and this deck wouldn't have it even if there were. Well, I shall keep chipping away. I shall
I
throw my
shall,
Fabled Hero at you
I
once more.
shall prevent the damage again to 4 energy.
And pass the turn.
Shall play planes, and pass the turn.
Well, drawing all of that mana isn't helping you right now.
As long as he can keep up his energy.
Ah, excellent. This was the sort of card I was looking for. With 2 white. Actually, we can use my Nykthos to make things a bit cheaper. So 2 mana to tap the Shrine of Nykthos, which gives me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 white. So that's 5 white. And 1 further to cast Elspeth, Sun's Champion, which is a Planeswalker, and her +1/+1, which I shall fire upon her appearance, is put 3 +1/+1 white soldier creature tokens onto the battlefield. I believe I have those tokens here. 1, 2, 3. So these are 1/1 creature tokens. And then I shall attack once more with my Fabled Hero.
I shall be preventing the damage there to 2 energy.
And pass the turn.
I shall play an Inventor's Fair. I shall then pay 4 energy, tap and sacrifice the Inventor's Fair. I'm going to go searching my library for an artifact card, I believe it is, putting it in my, revealing it and putting it into my hand, and then shuffling my library. In this case, the artifact that I was looking for is actually on the bottom, and it's the Cataclysmic Gearhulk, which I'll reveal now.
Let's see.
So Cataclysmic Gearhulk is a 4/5 artifact creature that when it enters the battlefield, Each player chooses an artifact, a creature, an enchantment, and a planeswalker from among the non-land permanent he controls, and sacrifices the rest.
I see. So I choose...
What I will do is I'll then cast that, so that's going to be 4, 5, to cast the Gearhulk.
So I choose a creature, a planeswalker, an enchantment. Was there anything else?
I didn't believe so.
No. So I shall choose my Fabled Hero, my planeswalker, and my Path of Bravery, and I believe I sacrifice all the rest.
Indeed.
So Ghostblade Eidolon, there's your revoke privileges. And the 3 soldier tokens are all sacrificed as well.
And you'll use one of your consulate surveillances.
I will lose one of my constant surveillances. My opponent will also lose the bestowed creature on there.
Ah yes, that is an enchantment. So that
Which is an
falls off.
enchantment.
Chooses
And I will choose, this is my creature and this is my artifact and this is my enchantment.
Very well.
I will then go to combat and pass the turn, sorry.
Pass the turn. Interesting. This spell would have been much more useful earlier, but we shall make do. I shall use Elspeth's +1 to bring those 3 soldier tokens back. 1, 2, 3. So this is now a 6/6 double strike, and I shall attack with it.
I shall be using the last 2 energy from constant surveillance to prevent damage.
And pass the turn.
I'm drawing a card. I should be paying 4 for a console shield guard. This is a dwarf soldier. It's a 3/4 creature and gives me 2 energy. I will then, with the Gearhulk, I shall go to combat and attack Elspeth with both the Gearhulk and the Aether Touch Renegade.
Indeed. Gearhulk is not flying, I believe.
No, indeed not.
So I shall block it with one of my soldiers, which dies horribly. And I shall use my other 2 soldiers to double block.
Indeed.
And one of my soldiers and your creature dies.
And I shall pass the turn.
Another pretty planes. I shall use Elspeth's ability once more to bring 3 more soldier tokens onto the battlefield. 2, 3. And I shall attack again with the 6/6 double strike.
Indeed, I'll be preventing that damage from my constant surveillance.
And I pass the turn. Oh, Path of Bravery fires. I keep forgetting that. Gives me an additional life point.
I shall, with many turns previously, play another planes,
My.
and I'm not looking short of mana here. I shall pass the turn.
Yes, I believe drawing all of that mana has not helped you at this point. Aha. Now, how much damage can I do this turn? I believe enough. I shall use Elspeth's ultimate -7, which does cause her to die, but it gives creatures I control +2/+2 and flying. And I shall further lay another Sandstone Bridge. Once again, it's the land that, when it comes into play tapped, it can give target creature +1/+1 and vigilance. So I shall give that to my Fabled Hero to make it a 7/7 plus the 2/2, makes it a 9/9 double strike flying, along with the now +4/+4 5/5 flying soldiers, and all shall attack.
Indeed, I fear that there's not really much I can do about that, and this Kaladesh deck has met its match with the white deck from Feros. So congratulations!
Well, congratulations, both of my planeswalkers.
That was a
playing
good
well.
showing for the energy mechanic there. That's all for this time, Magic fans, but remember to like and subscribe, and we'll be back with more soon.